now that we're out of those work clothes and all cleaned up...
These loincloths make me feel like a new mud.
Right. So we wait here and gather up all the egg crates that even Munch are gonna throw into the loading chutes. Right?
That's my understanding.
I hope they don't break them all.
Oh boy, you got trouble in here. Big trouble. Find the water main, then let the cleansing power of water wash away your foes.
Alright, so originally I was going to approach this level with a bit of a angry gimmick, I guess you could say. But then I realized that's not really my thing, getting angry at a computer screen over something that's already happened. Kind of makes me feel a bit uncomfortable. Probably make the viewer a bit uncomfortable too, so we're not going to do that. In the past couple of videos I have talked about this level, how much I don't like it. This is the loading docks, and well, it's bad. Worst level on Oddworld Munch's Oddysee. It's a bad level. It doesn't seem like that at first either. I mean, okay, we got a nice CG cutscene at the beginning.
Hey, it's your last chance to improve your Kwama. Make it count. The Vikers have been stockpiling Mudakin labor eggs to sell to the highest bidder. Hey, that's what they do. Rescue Abe's unborn brothers by dropping them into the loading bay.
And well, we got these eggs that the shaman just talked about. Then a new thing. That sounds neat, right? A new element to gameplay. I mean, that's always nice to right at the end. Keep things fresh and new, right? I'm gonna sneak past here. You can't jump on this ladder, as I crudely demonstrate. These interns are gonna keep walking around this room, and they'll keep opening and closing the door. So expect to hear that chorus there for a while. They have a really bad sense of perception. They don't really notice Abe, like, ever, even when you're right behind them. You don't even have to sneak. Alright, get through these sets of platforms that are just kind of floating in midair, and have Abe stand right next to that revival point. He's gonna be there for a bit. And Munch has got to do some work. If anything, I could say that finally Munch is gonna be able to make a bit of an influence in the levels. Unfortunately, it's not really fun making the influence, I mean. How's that gonna work out? Well, first off, we're just gonna drop down into this sewer. If you have some good memory, you remember that this looks exactly like the sewers in Munch's first levels, because again, this is the Viker's lab, so see some familiar architecture here and there. That's good, you gotta be consistent. Unfortunately, we're about to go into this big room, the worst room in the game. We're already getting shot at. So, peep this. This room, we got all these vending machines, and we're gonna need them all. Of course, you don't need to drink the health up for now. Well, you know, just to be safe. The Aqua Bounce, the Zap, and the Espresso. You're gonna need them all. You may think you may not need the Espresso, but you'll need the Espresso. Why is that? Well, the big structure in the middle of this room has enemies. And what are these enemies, you may ask? Well, we go on here. There we go. We got armored interns and armored Vikers. The interns aren't a big deal. You know, you can kind of shoot them off the water pretty easy. They don't attack too fast. They're no big deal. The Vikers are what we have to watch out for. The Vikers are awful. They are the strongest enemy in the game. Probably as strong as the Big Bro Sligs, except faster. And that's pretty bad. And in a bit you may notice some slowdown. The capture device kind of freaked out while recording this, so kind of just try to ignore that. But basically, just this room full of enemies that there's no way you'll be able to get through it in one go. And these enemies, the Vikers specifically, the Vikers have these saw blades, and if they hit you 3 times with these saw blades, you're dead. Oh, here comes the slowdown. There we go. Look at that. Game didn't even want to record right. It'll be back to normal in a couple of seconds. But, basically, yep, that Viker right there just murdered me, and there we go. So, I'm not really sure how else I could describe this. Like, that's really, that part is what makes this level bad, because it's essentially, you have to jump up to that one specific structure with all those enemies, take like 1 or 2 pot shots with your zap, and then jump back down before anyone hurts you. Like, not to stay up there until you get killed, because then you'd have to make this long journey back. It's a long journey. It feels long after doing it so many times. And to make the Vikers so strong and to have Munch so defenseless, I'm not really sure who thought this was a brilliant idea, because it's just no good at all. I mean, I guess it's good that they give you a health up here, so I mean, be a bit sympathetic with you. Otherwise, just completely awful. And really, like, I don't think I even show off, like, just how bad it is, because watching it is boring. I think I cut out, like, at least 6 minutes worth of footage, because 6 minutes of the raw video here was doing this. Going up here, doing a zap or 2, then jumping back down. That is essentially what at least 6 minutes of this video is. And I think after this next run through to the top, I actually cut to the end. And more brighter news, I mean, I guess the Vendos last long, so you don't have to keep going through them over and over again. You're not going to run out quickly. And then, sometimes you get lucky like this, and you get a couple of good shots, and the Vikers have friendly fire on, so that's good too. Alright, so here we go. We just cut to my last run through. All the interns are dead. The interns are really easy to take care of. They're not fast or anything, they're pretty lumbering. And when it's just the Vikers left, and you can take them on one by one, they're not much of a threat. Of course, that one hit me once. And remember, free hits from any Viker will murk you. Okay, that's the worst of that done. Do a couple of victory hops and a victory circle. And a burp. Right. So after we got all that done with, we got puzzles to rescue. Wouldn't be Oddworld without rescuing something. This level is, for reasons I'll explain later, basically a last chance to improve your karma. So they kind of give you all of these things, like the puzzles, to, help you out in case you were screwing around too much in the beginning. It's fair enough, I mean, you wouldn't want to get a bad ending. Oh, yeah, and it's a good idea to quick save now, after you did all this, because you wouldn't want to restart it. It's a bad idea. It didn't happen to me, but it's a bad idea. Oh, and before I forget, there's that one lone intern there guarding a pressure pad. He's not even a threat. Just the one zap, he'll fall down, and kind of almost feel sorry for him. Now, as Abe, gotta be careful here, because if we die, we're gonna have to have Munch go all the way back here to revive him. As Abe, we got some platforming to do. First, that jump right there is a bit tricky. And this room is full of enemies. You got a whole squad of patrolling interns and a bunch of armored Vikers kind of just talking to each other. Luckily, we don't have to fight them directly. We can just sneak past by them with the invisible Vendo here. And, you really wouldn't want to go attack these guys head on. And can't really observe them for too long because the bounce doesn't last long either, so. Luckily there are wells to get you back to the Vendos, but I kind of just go all the way through first. Alright, now here we got 2 scrubs to rescue. And they're both up in high ledges, much like in the Final Splinters level, where I had trouble finding that one dude. Luckily, nowhere near as difficult to find. Unfortunately, this scrub is kind of stupid. I don't know if it's because he's by himself. Maybe he needs the other scrub with him, but he will not pull this lever.
Okay, get to work. Do what?
And the problem with that is you need to pull these levers at the same time.
Hey there, fellow chump.
Hey, Abe.
Okay, little elbow grease, guys.
He's dumb. He's a dummy. So eventually I'm just like, forget it. You can just kind of cheese it out by using Abe and Munch at the same time. It's all good. Either way, the objective will be accomplished. This part here, this is supposed to be, I guess, a little bit of payoff over all the torture zapping you had to do here. I guess if you're a sadist, it's kind of funny. But it's not really fun when you've already experienced the effects of sadism through this level. So the water rises up, and what does water do to enemies? It drowns them. So those dudes are gone, but more importantly, the interns on the egg crate room are all dead, and also it's full of water, so Munch can jump up to the end of the level where he can operate a crane. Now, before we go do that, there's another scrub. Abe! 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 Abe. 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 You don't want to see me going through the whole revival process again. Just don't. Only one revival point in the whole level. Anyway. Here's that other scrub. He's a bit trickier to save. Because this throw is very tricky. See, I'm kind of at the edge there. And he just barely made it. And Abe just barely made it. That's really tricky.
Well, you do it.
Then again, I mean, it's the third to last level, so I kind of expected.
My buddy.
I kind of expect this level of difficulty at some point. That's a bit more fair point of a difficulty, I think. Alright, good. So, we saved all the fuzzles and scrubs, but our Kwarma is still kind of bad. So, what do we have left? Well, now we can actually kill off Abe. That'll be fine. Anyway, the egg crates, we gotta save them. Since the beginning of the game, the almighty Raisin has told Abe and Munch that we gotta save Abe's bros. And Abe's bros, being in eggs, can't really be rescued through a portal because they can't jump through a portal. And you can't really throw them through a portal because I guess they don't have the spirit or something because they're not born yet. I don't know how it works. In any case, oh, by the way, I'd like to point out how cool it is. This is a cool part of the level, having the water rise everywhere, so the whole perspective of the level changes a bit, like this tunnel's a bit shorter and stuff. I don't know, I think it's cool. Anyway. We go back to this room once I can adequately jump as Munch. Munch, no! Come on. There we go. And with Munch, we're back here at the beginning. Revive Abe. And you see that crane there? Don't be too excited with that crane, because that crane is going to be used for evil. Well, I mean, evil in game design terms. Check it out. This is how we save the egg crates. Isn't this fun? This is so much fun. I mean, how could you not like this? It's great. It's fantastic. Can't wait to do this like 20 more times. I'm not gonna make you sit through all that. You get it. So this is the big surprise near the end of the game. This is the neat new gimmick, neat new types of things you gotta save. And my god, it is the absolute worst shit I've ever seen. Like, this reeks of rushing. Like, I know, like, if you did not believe me when I said this game was rushed, this is your proof right here, because this has to be the absolute worst way to implement saving a bunch of eggs. And these eggs are very sensitive. They will break very easily, and that will come into play in the next level, where there's more than one way to save these eggs, and the other way is mandatory and much, much more difficult and annoying. I'm getting mad. Excuse me. Okay, don't get mad. We got 4 more eggs here. And, you know, like, if you drop these eggs, they have sort of a splash effect around them. So if you drop an egg in front of another egg carton, on top of another egg carton, with surrounding egg cartons, all of those will break too. So you can kind of have a neat chain of exploding eggs. That's actually kind of funny, if you don't care about your korma. But we're going for angelic korma. So, we can't have any fun. We gotta save the eggs. All of the eggs. So much fun. I love it. And there we go. Okay. All I got left is to save Abe, and then we'll be home free. We'll be done with the worst level in the game. Thank you. Just don't fall off. Do not fall off. Please don't fall off. Oh yeah, and we have Angelic Korma now because we saved everything. So we're good. Oh, almost fell off there.
Hey, Munch, you did it! And your Kwama is tops! Now, I've got a mission for each of you.
Alright, this room is important because it's where the good and bad ending paths divulge. If you have a bad ending, your game stops here and there's a cutscene that happens in here, which will be linked next to this video so you'll watch it after this. It's actually a pretty goddamn dark bad ending. Like, the most cartoony and childish Oddworld game has like the most disturbing bad ending, so I hope you'll enjoy it because goddamn freaked me out as a kid. That sign right there is important. I'll talk about it more. It's got an important character that was supposed to be in here, but didn't make it. But until then, we're done with the loading docks. We got 2 more levels left, so until then, I'm Trickster, and I'll see you next time in Let's Play Oddworld Munch's Oddysee.